did the 70 weeks of Daniel begin? Part 4. Daniel 9:25, know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again and the wall even in troublous times. Scholars have offered 4 suggestions as to the starting date of the 77s or 490 years of Daniel's. The first one is Cyrus's decree in 538. It's told about in Ezra 1 through 4. This was a decree to rebuild the temple, but not the walls and the streets of the city. Secondly, we are offered Darius Hystaspes' decree in 519 BC. It's told about in Ezra 6 1 through 5, verse 8 and 12. What he did was he found Cyrus's decree from years before and told Tatnai, the governor, to stop hindering the work and to be sure that they aided the Jews so that the temple could be rebuilt. This was not a decree to build the walls and rebuild Jerusalem, but it was a decree that the temple was to be completed, and it was, and dedicated March 516 BC. Thirdly, Artaxerxes' decree in 458 BC is told about in Ezra 7 11 through 26. This decree was for Ezra to go back to Judea and set up a civil and religious reform. Once again, it was not a command to restore and to rebuild Jerusalem. The first, second, and third decrees that we've looked at had to do with rebuilding the temple, worship of God, and some civil authority or reform. None of these decrees were to restore the city, build the walls, gates, and streets, etc. God tells us in Daniel 9:25 to look for a decree to rebuild the walls, gates, and streets. Artaxerxes Longimanus, however, his decree fits. March 14th, 445 BC, is told about in Nehemiah 2 1 through 8 in verses 17 and 18. This was a decree to build the gates, the walls of Jerusalem, and to restore the city. This fortifying of the city rebuilt its strategic importance. The book of Nehemiah records extremely troublous times, as Daniel had prophesied, in which these events of rebuilding the walls and so forth occurred. Daniel 9:25 tells us that there are 69 weeks or 483 years from March 14th, 445 BC to Messiah the Prince. What we need to know is how many days are in the years of Daniel's prophecy to know when Jesus would come and the people would shout, Hosanna, save us now, riding on a donkey. We shall discover that in our next session. You can call on Jesus personally by asking Him to save you now. To receive Jesus as Lord and Savior, call 1-800-JESUS-2000. That's 1-800-JESUS-2000. Until next time, remember to search the Scriptures. Jesus said, they are they which testify of me.